All right, interesting phenomenon. It is 5:45, and I am the last one out of camp. I'm accustomed to being the first one out of camp. I suppose by the time everybody gets up here, they're getting up early to try to make some more miles in this terrain. Who knows? But, yep, everybody's gone. I'm packed up. I'm ready to head out, but I'm actually the last one leaving. The trail up is very rocky and bouldery and not very well marked. Not a whole lot of blazes and not where you need them. There was a sharp right turn behind me and it wasn't marked at all. There's a blaze up there. Because we have to climb up that thing. This is called a rock cairn, and it's another way of marking the trail. So in the absence of a blaze, I know that the trail goes this way. That's where the trail goes. And, holy cow, I hope that slab is not slippery. It actually goes only about halfway up. And then there's a couple little rock cairns to let me know it goes this way, which was a workaround to get to the top. But how pretty. So this is the quartzite ledges. So if you're wondering why the rock cairns, why not just paint more blazes on the rock when there's no trees? They do if there's a vertical face on the rock to paint them. But they won't paint them flat horizontal, because if they did that, any little dusting of snow would cover them and you wouldn't be able to see them. Still climbing up these rocks. So that was fun. I just had to come down that. It gives you some idea as to how big it is. And it was also very steep. I just kind of slid down it on my butt. All right, this is the summit of Mount Cube. It's beautiful from up here. That's Smarts Mountain and the Smarts Mountain Fire Tower where I was yesterday. There's the rocky summit. And have some breakfast. It's gorgeous up here. It's time to start heading down the other side. So, my plan for today is to do at least 10 miles and maybe 12.8. It'll depend on the terrain. It will also depend on the weather. It is supposed to rain later around dinner time, and I would like to be set up in my tent by the time it starts raining. So that would make the 10-mile distance more appealing. But the 10-mile distance is near a road crossing, and the 12.8-mile distance is by a lake. And I'd rather camp by the lake, but not if I don't think I can make it there before it starts raining. So we'll see. And that'll leave me, if I go the shorter distance, that leaves me 5 miles into a hostel tomorrow. It's also supposed to rain tomorrow morning at some point. If I go the 12.8, I'll have fewer miles to get to the hostel. It'll be a real narrow. The route up Mount Cube had a lot of rock scrambles. The route down has a lot of these stone steps. There are some rock scrambles, but a lot more of it is steps. We've got some trail magic. This is the road crossing at the bottom of Mount Cube. It's something called Camp Moosilauke. I'll be going over Mount Moosilauke in a couple of days. So the trail goes this way for, I don't know, about a 1/10 down the road and then turns back up into the trees. It's very muddy and very buggy down here. But luckily, I'm climbing back up. Did I just say luckily? That way are the Ore Hill tent sites. So this must be Ore Hill we've been climbing. And we're almost at the top. It's been very muddy. Even here, almost at the top. What a pretty pond. All the lily pads. All right, this is the road crossing. It's Route 25C. Now, There's supposed to be some campsites just beyond this road crossing and before the stream. And that is my minimum distance that I wanted to go for today. But it's not even 1:30 yet, so I'm gonna keep going. Besides, we got those big power lines. I don't like camping under power lines. All right, this is the top of Mount Mist. So if you remember earlier today, I talked about my 12.8 mile plan, which was to camp by the lake. I already passed the campsite by the road. The campsite by the lake is about a mile ahead of me. However, I am going to blow right past that and keep walking. It's about 2:45 right now. I've got 3 more miles to get to the hostel I was heading for tomorrow. But I just found out there's some stuff going on at home for which I would like to be in cell contact tomorrow. So I'm gonna head into the hostel tonight. And that way if people need to reach me, they can. And I'll be able to keep in contact. All right. This is Route 25. I just have to walk down the road a little bit to the hostel. This is the lower level of the bunkhouse. That one's my bunk. They also have an upper level, which is even bigger with more bunks. They have an outdoor covered barbecue grill area. This is the shower area. So there's a couple of showers, washer, dryer. There's a bathroom over there. Do an afternoon run to Applemakers, which is the general store. Getting a salad, get my vegetables in. So I pulled into the Hikers Welcome Hostel last night. Sorry I didn't film much last night or this morning. I'm taking a 0 today. Last night it rained, so it was actually kind of good. I pushed to get here, and it was also raining this morning. So my plan for tomorrow is to do a southbound slack pack over Moosilauke.